the Three of Swords, the Sorrow card. It's interesting that in the Tarot, they place sorrow in the element of mind rather than in the cups, which is usually the emotional realm. But the sorrow card usually is a mental condition. When your mind does not get a particular outcome or something the way it wants, it can cause tremendous grief and stress. Then the mind tends to break down and everything falls apart. When you look at this card, you can see that the Sword of Truth is in the center, and there are two other swords that there is so much mental pressure on those other two swords in relationship to the Sword of Truth that they're buckling, they're bending under the pressure. So the Sword of Truth is trying to cut through the illusion of the mind, but in doing that, it creates the flower petals of the flower being destroyed and broken down, which means the thing that the mind has seen of beauty is actually being destroyed. And that is what is the sorrow. The sorrow is in the loss of the circumstance, the loss of the dream, the loss of the picture, and the loss of the illusion. So again, ego death, mental death can be sometimes much more painful than even physical death. When you look at this card is supposed to be fungi as you see on a rock. And so that literally you've been trying to grow something in a place that it doesn't grow very well. And so when you're trying to grow something in the mind, you need more things. You need water from the emotional body in the cups. You need energy from the sun, which is, again, the wands. And you need the earth in order to be able to nurture that new life into existence. And so when there's not enough of any of those, you get fungi. And so it's this incredibly dense place to be, and yet it doesn't feel fully alive, and yet it is alive, but it doesn't have a fullness of life. So when you get this card, it's a warning that you need to let go of some sort of mental belief system that allows you to feel depressed. I remember one time many years ago that I woke up and I had a beautiful dream. And I woke up and I could hear my mind go, no, 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 no. Remember, you're actually depressed. And I could feel my mind contort my physical reality to match its perspective. So the danger in the mind is that how strong the mind is to configure your reality in such a way. When you get this card, you need to grieve. You need to go through the pain. You need to go through the loss. You need to let whatever is in the past that you wanted go. You need to let it die and let yourself transform. Because the Sword of Truth will ultimately cut through the illusion no matter what the mind wants to tell you.